The audience knows from the first film that Jack, who we previously thought had no powers and was the only normal member of the family, actually has multiple powers. Now, the audience knows that, but the Incredibles don't know that. The Pars don't know that. So Bob, Helen, and Dash and Violet have no idea that their brother, a little brother, has more powers, an assortment of them. He's kind of a Swiss Army knife of powers than any other member of the family. And so this movie picks up, and this movie, they become aware of that fact. And they become aware of it at the worst time possible, when Helen is out doing hero work and Bob is in charge of the family.
Oh, I like Mom's new job!
The Incredibles are back. I'm excited that we get to hang out with them again. Everybody fell in love with these characters.
Explain yourself. Bye, sweetie.
I'll watch the kids, no problem.
It's exciting to see these amazing actors back.
Hello.
Wow. Come on, get yourself together, Karen. So, yeah, I'm trying to play it cool.
Hello?
Hey, honey. How are the kids?
Great.
And Jack?
He's in excellent health.
I think what separates The Incredibles from other superhero stories, this is fundamentally a story about a family.
That's not the way you're supposed to do it.
I don't know that way. Math is math. Math is math.
And their normalcy is so fun, juxtaposed with this unbelievable, heroic action that they partake in.
Everybody stay back!
The push for superhero legalization is becoming a worldwide movement.
He loves superheroes, and he wants to have them come out from hiding.
Remember that these are people who fight the good fight. So this theme that you should be allowed to be who you are, I think, is such a universal story that anybody can understand.
To help my family, I gotta leave it. To fix the law, I gotta break it.
You've got to, so our kids can have that choice. The strength that they pull from is the connection between them, which is the most important part.
We've got this.
Yeah!
I'm just so excited for audiences to see it.
And continue the legacy of who this family is.
Combustion imminent? What does that mean? Ah!
It means fire, Robert.
The world that we're picking up from the last movie is a world wherein superheroes do exist, but they are illegal because of various things, one of which is when they have a battle, who pays for all the damage. And I guess you could presume some things got out of hand, and there were court cases, etc. And it's best for the government, less expensive, less problematic, if they just make superheroing illegal. And all of the superheroes that existed and are still alive and kicking are forced underground, like a witness relocation program. So they're forced to have normal lives on the outside, get jobs, hide their powers. And that's the world that the first movie existed in, and that we're reigniting with this one.
Well, Jack is a revelation, and was at the end of the first Incredibles, which I thought was so ingenious of Brad to have Jack display his superpowers 20,000 feet up in the air, out of sight of his parents and his family. So no one but the audience knows what Jack can do, and even the audience doesn't quite know. So in this movie, we get to see like all of the ways, and even at the end of the movie, you feel like there still could be more, to come. He's a child of infinite ability, interdimensional abilities. I mean, yeah, it's really fun and so imaginative of Brad Bird and his cohorts at Pixar to explore what he could be and what he could do.
I can't steer it or stop it, and the Underminers escaped.
We'll have to stop it for Bob, the monorail. We have to stop this thing before it gets to the overpass.
I'm trying to keep it away from the buildings.
young man.
What? Violet!
Their life could be mundane, but they choose to be, you know, heroic and superheroes. And now all of a sudden, I guess we're in a situation where it seems like a lot of superhero movies took this path where so much has happened, or when they do their super things, there's so much residual damage that now everybody wants to go, well, is it worth it having these people that can do all those things, because they damage a lot of stuff that we got to rebuild. And I guess you could say they're good for the economy in that way, but then they're bad for, you know, people who have to continue to live in certain situations. So they find themselves in an interesting situation when we find them the next time. They're not allowed to be super.
My character in Incredibles 2 is named Winston Dever, and he might come across to you as a bad person. He's a mogul, a media mogul, and he wants to work with the Incredibles and the superheroes to have them kind of come out from hiding, because he loves superheroes. He genuinely loves them. Of course, you can't really tell if he's just trying to make money off them or exploit them in some way. But then you have to watch the whole story to figure out what's really going on. But as we meet him, he's very gung-ho, and he's a real salesman in trying to convince the superheroes to come out from the shadows and do their jobs in society. Let me ask you something. What is the main reason you were all forced underground?
Ignorance.
Perception. Take today, for example, with the Underminer. Difficult situation. You were faced with a lot of hard decisions.
Oh, tell me about it.
I can't, because I didn't see it. Neither did anyone else. So, when you fight bad guys like today, people don't see the fight or what led up to it. They see what politicians tell them to see. They see destruction, and they see you. So if we want to change people's perceptions about superheroes, we need you to share your perceptions with the world.
How do we do that?
With cameras.
We need you to share your perceptions with the world.
How do we do that?
We embed tiny cameras like those into your super suits.
Wow, so small. And the picture is outstanding.
Thanks. Designed them myself.
What? New Elasticycle.
Elasticycle? I didn't know you had a bike.
Hey, I had a mohawk. There's a lot about me you don't know.
Yeah, but a mohawk?
You didn't miss anything. Oh, yeah. This one's electric.
What's that mean?
Whoa. Means it's torquey. I'll get the hang of it.
You will be great.
I will be great, and you will too.
We will both be great.
Bye, sweetie. The Parr family is a seemingly normal-looking family who have put away their superhero powers, and there's a kind of conflict between the husband and wife, and the husband is really dying to get back into the superhero kind of profession, and his wife, played by me, is rather content to be with the family and be domestic and raising 3 children. And then, of course, as time goes on, they both are called to go back into that world, even though it is illegal.
Probably the first idea I had about this movie was right on the heels of the original movie. And that was that I wondered how Bob would take it if his wife got the assignment rather than him. I think it is incomprehensible to him that that would ever be a logical choice. And it's not because he thinks poorly of his wife, it's because he thinks he so believes in his own abilities, and he thinks it's so apparent to everyone the way it is to him.
Looks normal to me. When did this start happening?
Since Helen got the job.
I assume she knows.
Are you kidding? I can't tell her about this, not while she's doing hero work.
Girls, come on, leave the saving of the world to the men? I don't think so.
I've got to succeed, so she can succeed, so we can succeed.
I get it, Bob. I get it. When was the last time you slept?
Who keeps track of that? Besides, he's a baby. I can handle it. I got this handled.
So, you good then? You got everything under control, right? What the?
Cookie. Cha-cha want a cookie? Num-num cookie. Cha-cha want a num-num. Num-num cookie. Cookie.
You're not.
Cookie.
Oh my God.
Cookie.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So, he can still hear you
From the other dimension, yeah.
That is freaky.
The traditional thought of what a husband with 3 kids left to his own devices would be with the family, because the wife is outside the home now for a while doing something. She's off doing the breadwinning thing. And he thinks he knows what's been going on, and he can do it, that he can get up and make breakfast and get kids off to school and do the laundry and change the baby and do all that stuff. You know, it sounds mundane and easy, but it's a much more difficult job than most guys would think.
What gets presented to me in particular is the opportunity for me to explore being exclusively Elastigirl, whereas I've been Helen Parr, mother, wife, predominantly for years, only being called to save my husband, you know, during Incredibles, the first one. So with this one, there is an offer, a contract, unsigned, for me to go off and be an autonomous superhero in my own right, as a business. It's an industry, and he wants me and only me, not my husband.
You look ghastly, Robert.
I haven't been sleeping. I broke my daughter. They keep changing math. We needed AA batteries, but I got AAAs, and now we still need AA batteries. Put one red thing in and a load of whites, and now everything's pink. And I think we need eggs.
Done properly, parenting is a heroic act. Done properly. I am fortunate that it has never afflicted me.
Behold the Underminer!
Watch after Jack Jack. But I thought we were gonna go.
You heard your mother. Trampoline me. We need a guy.
Superheroes are illegal.
We want to fight bad guys. It defines who I am.
We're not saying you have... What?
Someone on TV said it.
I was approached by this tycoon. Wants to talk about hero stuff.
Help me bring supers back into the sunlight. We need Elastigirl.
Bye, sweetie.
I'll watch the kids, no problem.
That's not the way you're supposed to do it, Dad. They want us to do it this
I don't
way.
know that way. Why would they change math? Math is math.
okay,
Math
Dad.
is math. All over Dusseldorf. Doozles are dozing. Their eyelids so heavy, they're drooping. Closing!
I couldn't have done this if you hadn't taken over so well.
I've got to succeed, so she can succeed. So we can succeed.
I get it, Bob. What the? That is freaky.
But I can't keep giving him cookies.
How? He's freaky.
Nobody and a daddy.
What?
Done properly, parenting is a heroic act. Done properly.
Incredibles 2 has 2 new characters that are major characters in this film, Winston Dever and his sister Evelyn. And they inherit their father's sort of electronics company, and they, instead of just being people that collect the money, they actively run the company. And Winston is sort of the company guy, and Evelyn comes up with technical things, developments and breakthroughs that they can then commercially adapt. And so they've not just inherited the father's company, they've made the company far bigger and more successful.
Brad Bird directed this movie, and he is a massively talented person whose brain is big enough for 5 people. I don't know how he manages a story with this many components and that goes this many places and this funny and fun and human. I mean, he's done some great films, and this is just one more of them.
I play a character named Void. She is a young, kind of wannabe super, if you will, or I guess budding superhero. She's kind of coming out of the woodwork, trying to figure out if it's a safe world to let people know who she is and what her powers are. And she's Elastigirl's biggest fan. It was easy for me to kind of get in the mindset of fangirling her because I'm such a fan of the film. So I was like, okay, how I was screaming and yelling when the offer letter came through is how I have to imagine her reacting to Elastigirl.
Did you wash your hands? With soap? Did you dry them?
What? Is this all vegetables? Who wanted all vegetables?
I did.
So, are we going to talk about it?
What?
The elephant in the room.
What elephant?
Mom's new job.
One of the pleasures of doing this film was that, unlike the first film, I had not only gotten my dream guys, my dream cast, but I had also worked with them before. So I knew how much fun it was, and that, you know, they can go anywhere you need them to go. And it was wonderful to return to working with Craig and Holly and Sam and Sarah and all of the voices in this film.
I so love working with Brad Bird, who is the originator of the story, the creator, and really my collaborator in terms of bringing Elastigirl. I don't work with anyone else except for Brad. He is who we all do our recordings with, so he plays everybody else, you know, with us. So the partnership with Brad is really intimate, and really, I've so appreciated his sense of humor, and he's so playful. It's been nothing but fun to do Incredibles 2 with him.
Oh yeah, I'm excited that The Incredibles are back. I'm excited by the fact that, you know, we do know something that the family doesn't know. I mean, we know Jack has powers. They don't know. So it's great watching them discover it and figure it out, and how that, you know, changes the family dynamic and what's that's going to be for the future of this particular franchise. I'm just glad it's back, and I know a lot of people are really happy that it's back also.
超能先生，超能先生，棒棒棒！
这个卡通片，这个人性是非常非常感动人的。
小飞，
说来很疯狂，对吧？要帮助家庭，我得离开他；要修改法律，我得先犯法。
你是一流的。
他们一家人都是超人，那其实是非常好笑的一件事情。
妈妈呢？
他出门了。喂。
嘿，老公，要不是有你接手，我一定做不来。
他更入天空可以吗？
这一次有更多这种嘻哈元素的讲话方式。
搞什么？不可以！生气了！搞什么？不可以！
《超人特攻队2》真的很幽默，如果小朋友要看的话，它并不会属于暴力的那种片子。
你不能！哦，我的天哪！哇哦！好吧。
任何人碰到家庭的问题的时候，都不能变成超人，都要回到家庭里面，都要互相帮助。我觉得这一点是超人的人性。
我们只想帮忙打坏人。
It's time to make some wrong things right. Help me bring supers back into the sunlight. We need the change people's perceptions about superheroes. And Elastigirl is our best play.
Better than me?
Whoa! I like Mom's new job!
Bye, sweetie.
I'll watch the kids, no problem.
That's not the way you're supposed to do it, Dad. They want us to do it this
I don't
way.
know that way. Why would they change math? Math is math.
okay,
Math
Dad.
is math. Hello?
Hey, honey. How are the kids?
Everything's great.
Is she having adolescence?
And Jack?
He's in excellent health.
What the?
Num num cookie.
Oh my God!
Cookie.
Wow, gay. That is freaky.
You know it's crazy, right? To help my family, I gotta leave it. To fix the law, I gotta break it.
You've got to, so our kids can have that choice.
Thank you, young man.
Combustion imminent? What does that mean? Ah!
It means fire, Robert.
Suit up. It might get weird.
I'll be there ASAP.
Where you going ASAP? You better be back ASAP.